Today, I'm going to be going over two really awesome and useful online programs, Padlet and Nearpod. Padlet's really good for boosting creativity and collaboration amongst students. And then Nearpod is really, really good at increasing engagement during presentations and activities and things like that. But we'll get into that in a little bit more detail in just a second. We're going to start things off with Padlet. This is a really good online kind of Canvas tool that allows students to present information in unique ways, allows them to be very creative, but it also allows for a lot of collaboration. So when you create an account and you log in, you're going to get something a little bit like this. It's going to show you a gallery of a bunch of different presentations that have been put together by other Padlet users. And in the top right, you can see that you can make your own Padlets. They've got a bunch of different styles and formats, right? Timelines, grids, streams, maps, even more advanced with like subsections and things like that, just depending on what information your student's going to be presenting or what information you are presenting, if this is something you want to use yourself. But if we take a look at some examples, right, we can do timelines. These are Grammy songs from the year 2010 to 2019. All of these have clickable links that take you straight to Spotify, where you can listen to the songs if that's something you're interested in doing. You can even get fancy. They have interactive maps where you can drop pins and post information about them. So here's the 7 wonders of the ancient world, right? You can click on any one that you're interested in and click into it and read on it if you want. So it allows students to present information in very unique ways, allows them to get very creative with how they present this to fellow students. Another thing that it really allows for is because you can share these with other Padlet members, you can do collaborative assignments. Here's one assignment where students have researched a bridge. They've posted a picture of the bridge and then some information on it. As you can see, you've got all the information, and then down at the source, or at the bottom, you have the source. You've got the image, the source for information, and then you can see that each of these was done by a different student. So it allows them to collaboratively put information together on a board and present it in that way. So you can have more than one student working on any single presentation. Another way that it could be collaborative or interactive is posting things like polls. As you can see, this is one where people have gone in and voted on which fast food chain they think has the best burger. So it allows another interaction on that level. They can put polls out, get feedback and information. So that's Padlet. Again, this is great for students if they want to present information, if they're doing a project, a slideshow, something like that. Or if you, as an educator, want to put something together for yourself, you want to present information to students in a new way, this is a great creative way to do it. Our next program is going to be Nearpod. Nearpod is a great program for engaging students during lessons. So while you're actually teaching them and they're listening to you, it's a good alternative, I've found, to notes. Notes can get a little tedious and boring. But Nearpod is really good at engaging students and making sure that they're paying attention, but not only that they're paying attention, but that they're also retaining and gathering the information. So here you can see I have one that I used last year. We were going over alleles and Mendel's principles, and every once in a while, I just have a slide in here with a quick little 1-question quiz, right? How many alleles does every person have for a particular trait? And the student can go in and click on the answer, and then we move on, right? Same thing here, genes and environment, okay? And then a quick, here I have 2-question quiz. The students answer the question, and what this allows is for instantaneous feedback for myself, right? I can see that I am presenting the information in a way that students are actually understanding it and able to retain it, right? So they're proving to me that they're paying attention, but they're also proving to me that they are understanding what I am teaching. This way, if I can see that most students are getting something wrong, I can go back and talk about it in the moment. It's not something I have to go back later in a different class and re-talk about. I can make corrections and help them understand right there in that moment. So that instantaneous feedback is super duper helpful. As you can see here, I usually do that through just quick little quizzes, but this is not your only option. There are many, many more. So if you go into a slideshow, right, you can upload these straight from Google Slides. You can go add new, you can upload slides, slideshows, images, audio, PDF. You can add interactives here, so things that the students can click on and go view for themselves, like VR field trips or simulations or videos or content. And here you can see, expanding upon what I had, here's the quizzes that I usually have, but you can also have students respond by drawing or filling in the blank, memory tests, drag and drop, quiz games, matching pairs, or you can even do more collaborative stuff like polls, collaborative boards, open-ended questions. things that are a little bit more collaborative. They've got to work with their peers in order to answer things, and they get to see the ideas of other people around them, which is always really beneficial for learning. So this is something that I found incredibly useful for getting instant feedback and making my my lessons a little bit more in depth, or not in depth, sorry, a little bit more interactive. The other nice thing about it is you have basically two options when presenting your slideshows. So if you click on teach, you can see that there's live participation where I demonstrate. I go through the slides and I talk about them. And whenever a question comes up, the students have their Chromebooks or their computers open and they can answer the question right then. Or you can even do student paced, which is where you assign the slideshow, they read through it at their own pace, and they answer the questions as they go. Right. So you can do it together as a class, or you can do it independently, which is nice because it allows for students to, if they need more time, take more time. And those students who are really on top of it and they get it, right, they're not stuck there listening to the same thing over and over again. So sometimes that's really nice. You can even use it to assign it as homework or something like that. If you want to do a flipped classroom where students learn things outside of class and then you have more activities in class, really useful for that and making sure that the students are actually learning those things outside of class. So that is Padlet and Nearpod. Again, two very useful programs, really good for, again, allowing students to express their creativity, making sure that you're getting your lesson across, students are understanding it, as well as both of them will promote collaboration. Both of them have different methods where you can get students to work together and open up discussions and things like that. Thank you so much for joining this section of the seminar, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day.